Hey, what's going on, everyone? It's Brandon Turner, host of the BiggerPockets podcast, author of How to Invest in Real Estate, The Ultimate Beginner's Guide to Getting Started, and the soon-to-be-released Multifamily Millionaire. And today, we are going to be discussing the 7 money myths that you heard growing up that are subconsciously stopping you from becoming a millionaire. Yeah, you heard me right. You see, I believe everybody is capable of becoming wealthy and changing the very course of their lives and the lives of their families for generations. However, in order to achieve that level of success, we are going to have to break apart some myths that have been leading to what I call self-sabotage. And hey, by the way, as I go through these 7, if any of this advice makes you go, oh, yeah, that's a good point, do me a quick favor, please. It helps me out a lot. And click that like button or the heart or whatever it is below the video, and thumbs up, I think it is. And subscribe to the BiggerPockets YouTube channel for more content like this. All right, we're gonna dive in right here. Ready? 7 things. Myth number 1, you shouldn't talk about money. So there seems to be this taboo around money in America to a point that it's frowned upon when discussed, or it's considered rude to even ask about how much someone's earning. What's interesting about this taboo is that it increases as people earn more money. I mean, think about it. When people are like broke, they talk about being broke. They talk about not having much money. But as soon as people start making a little bit more money in their life, they start kind of like not talking about it. They don't really want to, they don't talk about it like growing up. Like you don't talk about money at the dinner table. Now, why is that? Why do people not want to talk about money? Well, it's, obviously they consider it rude. If I were to, I'm not going to go ask a stranger, hey, how much money did you bring in last year? That might be a little bit weird. I got to have some kind of connotation there. But listen, the most financially successful people, they've embraced this abundant mindset that's open to opportunities, and that's what makes them grow more and more wealthy. In order to be open to those opportunities, they had to openly discuss money and wealth building strategies with other people. I mean, when I get around wealthy people, and I surround myself with a lot of wealthy people, a whole lot of our conversations include words like sales, revenue, cash on cash return, profit, loss, income, goal setting. Not because making money is our number one priority in life, but it is something that we enjoy and therefore we talk openly about. So if you want to make more money in life, start talking about it and get around people who are. Myth number 2, success with money is about luck. Many people look at wealthy individuals and they think,
wow, must be nice to be that lucky.
I mean, they assume that financial abundance is something that that person was just blessed with and then they in turn were not. But that's ridiculous because like building wealth is a skill just like dribbling a basketball or, I don't know, competitive underwater basket weaving. It's like this. You would never go to somebody who has like that perfect chiseled abs and muscles and all that, right? And go to them and be like, wow, must be nice to be that lucky to have that body. I mean, how insulting to that person who goes to the gym 5 or 6 days a week and they say no to their favorite ice cream over and over and over and over for years. Like wealth is the same thing. Yes, there are things that make wealth building easier, of course. Just like there's things that make somebody better at basketball naturally. Now listen, like things like age, race, gender, your location, your history, your family, those defining characteristics definitely do play a role in the ease at which somebody can make a lot of money. I'm not discounting those people who have had a harder climb. I see you. I know that I'm privileged. However, wealth building is still a skill that anybody can improve upon by being intentional about improving it. T. Harv Eker said, what you focus on expands. And that's absolutely true in all aspects of life, not just wealth. I mean, you want better health, focus on your diet and working out and reading books on fitness. You want a better marriage or relationship with your children? Focus on being present and better communication. Read books on that. Listen to podcasts on relationships. You want more wealth? Focus on building that skill set via the books you read, the podcasts you consume, the YouTube videos you watch, like this one, and the conversations that you have. All right, moving on to myth number 3. Money is evil. Do you remember that game of telephone as a child? All right, quick recap. The first person whispers a word into the ear of the person sitting to the right, and then that person whispers that same word or phrase or what they think it was to the next person, and that continues and continues. So the last person has really completely no idea what the first person says, and it just changes the meaning entirely. Now, why do I bring this up? Because we have all heard that saying, money is the root of all evil, or even just money is evil. However, most people don't realize that the origin of that phrase is not money is evil. And they just take it as face value and like, oh yeah, money's bad, I shouldn't have it. Now listen, that's just a bad game of telephone. That phrase originated from the Bible, 1 Timothy 6:10. It says, for the love of money is a root of all kinds of evil. Now most people leave out the love of in front of the word money. And that passage goes on to talk about money being your master, the primary thing that directs all your life choices and how dangerous that is. Yeah, that does sound pretty bad. I mean, the love of money is what leads people to greed, and greed leads to a lot of other bad things. But money itself is not inherently good or evil. Money is a medium of exchange. Money is used to pay for food, clothing, shelter, and other human, just basic needs. Now, that same Bible has a whole heck of a lot more verses that talk about how to make more money than it does warning against it. You see, money is a heart issue. It amplifies what's inside you. If you're a terrible, evil person, the money you make is likely going to do some terrible things. But if you're better than that, your money's going to be as well. Now, while investing in real estate like I do, you're building a financial independence future to better support you, your loved ones, and your community. You're also simultaneously providing a home for someone else to live in as they build their own dreams and goals. If you're not into real estate, just by pursuing wealth in general gives you the ability to help more people, to give back. Now, once you understand all the good that can be done with money and how it can be used to change the lives of others, you're going to start attracting more money in your life. And myth number 4, all debt is bad debt. Now, when debt is mentioned on the news or in the media, it's usually referred to in a bad way. And they're talking about consumer debt. However, the media tends to lump all debt, like credit card debt, auto loans, student loans, mortgages, together under this bad debt label. Well, I want to argue that not all debt is necessarily bad debt if you know how to properly use it and you accept the risk. Let's start with credit card debt. If you can't pay off the balance every month and you're paying 13, 14, 20, 25% interest on your credit card balance just because you wanted to buy that new couch or that whatever, that's terrible debt. That cripples people. There's no upside other than having that stuff immediately and then the payment for decades. On the opposite side, if you're taking credit cards and only using them to buy stuff that you're going to buy anyway and then taking the credit card points, we call it travel hacking, and you pay off the balances every month, you might be coming out way ahead. Just, use that wisely. So in other words, you can see how there's a good and a bad side of that debt. Now, what about owning a home? Owning a home has always been considered the American dream, but the American dream has led a lot of people to purchase homes that are too big and expensive and they can't keep up with a big mortgage payment. And you all remember 2007, 8, and 9, right? A lot of people lost their houses. But owning a home doesn't have to be a burden. It doesn't have to be bad debt. And in fact, it can become a wealth building strategy if you do it right. Now, one way to do it right, to make that debt smart, is through a strategy we call house hacking. House hacking can be done in a few different ways, but for example, you could own a single family house, live in one bedroom, and rent out the other bedrooms. Or you could buy a duplex or a triplex or a fourplex, live in one unit, rent out the other units. That strategy can really help you eliminate your housing expenses down to zero and even provide you positive cash flow or profit every month. The best part is you can buy these properties if you're going to live in it for 3.5% down. It's crazy. That's the power of real estate and smart debt. One more type of debt. I want to talk about investment property mortgage debt. So let's say you own a rental property, right? Now, there's a lot of expenses associated with owning a rental property. And a lot of people don't even know that. There's a lot of things that go into it, like maintenance, right? You got to fix things. There's capital expenditures, which means you're saving up for future replacements of appliances and carpet and a new roof every 20 years. There's management, insurance, property taxes, and of course, the mortgage. Now, if all of those expenses, including the mortgage, come up to $2,000 a month, and the property brings in, let's say, $2,500 a month, that means you're going to be walking away with an extra $500 a month in profit. That's cash flow. I call it pure cash flow. Now, that's a lot different than the credit card debt that you were just losing every single month, right? Now you're making money rather than losing it. Now, does debt increase risk? Of course it does. But that risk can be severely reduced or eliminated by educating yourself on how to properly buy and manage real estate so you actually make money. And that sounds like pretty good debt to me. Now, myth number 5, cash is king. Now, for those that fell into credit card debt and found themselves trying to pay off their credit card debt for years, they may never want to fall into that trap again. And so they adopt this principle of cash is king. They're going to pay cash for everything, and they're just going to stockpile cash then in their checking account or savings account. Lots of cash. Cash. That's all they need because cash is going to help them. By keeping too much cash on hand, you're literally losing money each day to a silent killer of the middle class. It's called inflation. When inflation rises, it means the price of things go up, your purchasing power goes down. I mean, think about it. A gallon of milk was $2, now it's $4. Your money can only buy half as much stuff. So your money's losing value all the time. So cash is not king. Cash flow is king. You need to put your hard-earned money to work so it generates profit. Treat your money like employees and make sure they work harder than you did to acquire the money. I mean, each dollar is the hardest working employee you'll ever meet. Why is that? Because they're working for you 24/7, 365. They don't get vacation time. That money's just working for you. Some of the best ways to accelerate your wealth is through things like investing in real estate, which I do a lot of. I love it. Stocks, right? Precious metals, or starting a business is actually a great way as well. I mean, I'm a big fan of the real estate thing and I love business, but you do you. Just do something. Don't let cash sit there and stockpile for too long. Invest it. Myth number 6, my company's 401k is going to make me wealthy. Now, don't get me wrong. I mean, the company you work for, if they offer a 401k and if they match it, sure, it's a great starting point. You can capture that free matching money, but a 401k, I believe, should only be looked at as almost like an insurance policy, right? It's like a forced savings plan to make sure you have something there, but it's designed to make sure that you're not broke at retirement. Now, I don't know about you, but I got bigger goals for the last third of my life than simply saying, don't be broke. I don't want to just scrape by in retirement because I put a little money every month in my 401k and over time it grew. And now I'm making $3,000 a month in retirement eating rice and beans. I want to have an amazing retirement that lasts decades and gives me the wealth and the ability to handle health challenges and other problems that arise during that time. Myth number 7, it takes money to make money. Very few successful real estate investors I know were rich when they started their journey. Very few successful entrepreneurs were rich when they started that I know. Very few business, anything were rich. Most people start without much that I know anyway. I slept in my car for a while, to make my dreams come true. Now, yes, it's true. It takes money to make money, but that money doesn't always have to be your money. Many successful real estate investors, for example, they found creative financing strategies to build an investment portfolio with little or no money down. I wrote a whole book on that. It's called The Book on Investing in Real Estate with No and Low Money Down. I literally started with zero money and I built up a multi-million-dollar portfolio. But even if real estate's not your thing, you can start a business for very little money down, maybe no money. You can even start trading stocks with less than $100. The important thing is to start. As the saying goes, the best time to start was 10 years ago. The second best time to start is now. Or to put another way, 10 years from now, you'll wish you had started today. So start now, no matter how much you have to invest. Learn about money. Make good money. Make amazing money. Invest that money. Surround yourself with other people who are on a quest to have money. And you're going to have an incredible financial life. And guess what the best part of having money is? You get to give it away. One of my mottos in life is simple. Get rich, give hard, die broke. Because you can't take it with you. So those are the 7 money myths that are holding you back from becoming a multimillionaire. If you overcome them, you're going to be extremely wealthy. And then I hope you give that money to things that need it. But those aren't the only myths about money. So what else can you add? Let me know in the comments below. What did I miss? And then go take some action on the stuff you learned today. It's time to stop getting in your own way and start building wealth to become the millionaire you were meant to be. And please don't forget to hit that subscribe and like button to learn more tips to make this the best year ever of your financial life. For BiggerPockets.com, my name is Brandon Turner, signing off.